Hi, Pradnya. We are from Seattle Walla. First of all, congratulations to you for running for the Bellevue City Council. And here we have a few questions for you. Um, Tell us your story.
Oh, thank you. I'm really glad to be here with Seattle Walla. I'm my story. So I've done a lot of different things. I was born in the United States, actually, born in New York, and I grew up in a small town in Georgia. So I grew up in the Deep South. Kind of a different story, I think, than a lot of people. I was the only family in that small town that looked anything like us, and that was a really different experience to be surrounded by people who look different than me. But I from that experience, I learned how to be part of a community while also representing our community. Because my mother always told me is that when people see you, they're going to be making decisions about all of us. And so make sure that what they see is admirable and good, and you're always doing your best. And so I take that with me because I think that is our responsibility. It's our responsibility to do good in the world. And so after growing up in this very small town in Georgia, I moved up to Washington, D.C. Along the way, I went to college. I did my bachelor's in international affairs and a master's in economics. And then I went up to Washington, D.C. for law school. And so I did my law degree. And then I worked for the government for several years as an economist. And way back during the Clinton administration is when I started that. And then I decided that I loved economic policy so much that I actually wanted to be a diplomat. So I took the Foreign Service exam and became a diplomat of the United States. And it was so exciting. It was a time that I just loved because our kids were small and we were moving all over the world representing U.S. policy in different countries. And our longest posting was in Geneva, Switzerland. And so we lived, our youngest, Ajay, was actually born in Geneva. And I was negotiating international trade and tariffs. As you can imagine, now it's been in the news a lot. But many of these low tariffs and the economic harmonization that we see, my team worked very hard to create the structure. And we did that to lower prices for everybody and to make goods affordable to everybody and to make the rules more fair. That's why we did the work that we did. And so after that seems like a lifetime ago because our youngest was born then. And then we moved to Bellevue. But we've been in Bellevue now for 17 years. In the time in Bellevue, I started a law firm, raised 3 kids, and started a tech company, and now I'm running for city council.
One more question for you. Tell us why you're running for city council.
Thank you. Well, I'm running for a lot of reasons, and part of it is because of this experience I bring as now a startup founder and as a mom, right? Is that I care deeply about the East Side and care deeply about having a livable city. And so what I know is that there are many people in our community that are being left behind. Our kids go off to college and can't actually afford to come back to the community that they grew up in for housing. They have to live outside for a few years before they're able to come back into Bellevue, and we shouldn't be doing that. We should be having a vibrant city where everybody can be here. We have the jobs, now we need to have enough housing so that people are able to live here. And it needs to be accessible to everybody. We need to have need to have multimodal transit so that everybody doesn't have to drive everywhere. Right? We made a lot of progress on that, but I lived in Geneva, as I mentioned. And in Geneva, you didn't have to drive everywhere. And you had a very vibrant, robust city that had less traffic than we have now. And so when you have those transportation options, you actually reduce the amount of traffic. And I think that that's really important. We also need to make sure to keep opportunity here for our communities and for our kids. And so some of that means expanding permitting. It means expanding workforce training and education. As we know, education is very important. It's important for the opportunities for our kids. It's important for equity. It's important to have a strong city for us to invest in education. And right now, the federal government is doing very scary things. Right? It's making policies that are harming our educational institutions. Right now I'm a trustee of Bellevue College, in which many of our Running Start students do their last 2 years of high school, and other students are in college to get associate's degrees and even bachelor's degrees. And though having vibrant institutions right in our community are really important, and the federal government are putting that at risk. And when the federal government is putting it at risk, it's important for the local government to step in and fill the gaps. And that's why I'm running.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and congratulations again for running, and all the best. And we totally support your policies and looking forward for you to get elected. Thank you so much.
Thank you.